Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Galactic Civilizations 4 Megastructures. This new DLC to Gal Civ 4 packs an insane amount of new stuff into the game. There's new technologies, new quests, new events, new improvements, new orbitals, new ship components, Dyson Spheres, stellar nexuses, stellar gateways, Ringworlds. Now this video is just a little bit of a preview, a appetizer for what Megastructures will actually be. I will be doing a full playthrough at a later date, but right now I just want to sink my teeth in and get an idea. This video is sponsored by Stardock. Huge thanks to Stardock for sponsoring this video, and by the time that you see this video, the game should be on sale in the autumn Steam sale, I believe, so go ahead and check out the link in the description if you want to check that out. So let's do a quick started new game here. I did build my own faction, but I would like to play some sort of tech-focused faction now, and while the Your Singularity is a progressive culture, I have already played them before. So right now I'm struggling to choose between the Navigators and the Phalanoids Advance. And I think in this particular instance, I'm actually quite attracted to the ideas of the Navigators, because their high intelligence makes them the best scientists in the galaxies. However, they cannot make treaties with other factions, so this is kind of going to be a very interesting gameplay style. Their planet of Arnor has been bombarded, and so basically the Navigators have decided to abandon their nomadic lifestyle for fear of being left behind technologically. Right, so let's go ahead and jump into the game and start checking out some of the new features. Welcome to Arnor, home world of the Navigators, where we shall lay down the foundations of our future in this giant galactic cluster that we are occupying near the center of the galaxy. This destroyed planet has a history of its own, but we are not concerned with the past, we are concerned with moving forward. And so it is with that in mind that I will take my flagship and begin exploring these artifact anomalies. The Navigators have a special ability that when they explore artifact anomalies, they will actually get 2 charges of the artifact that is in the anomaly. So this is actually very, very useful for us to focus especially on these artifact anomalies. I'm going to send my colony ships blindly into the dark at great risk to the people on board in order to explore these star systems. It is my hope that we will find habitable worlds and not dangerous space monsters. The first technology that we will be researching in our endeavors to the stars will be colonial policies, because it leads to being able to build research districts, and technology is the most important thing that we can get our hands on. But secondary to technology is going to be acquiring Prometheon in order to be able to get the largest possible bonus to our research. I'm going to use 15 control to use a telescope takeover to explore this star system near my homeworld, and oh my goodness, we found Torga 2, a class 25 amazing class world that has precursor satellites around it. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, now this is the kind of planet we could build a civilization on. Mr. Colony Ship, never mind where you were gonna go, head straight to Torga 2. Look at that, that is beautiful. Our capital Arnor is ready to build a building, and I think the very first thing that you like to do is to place down your capital city. And there are a few viable locations here. It can be placed anywhere, but you can see anywhere where there is a positive number is somewhere where we could place it to get a bonus. We have this Artocarpus fruit that gives a bonus to food and population improvements that are adjacent to it. So I'm thinking it could be quite good if we placed our capital city right here. Now we also have a central borehole, which will give us a significant manufacturing improvement. So I'm going to go ahead and place that on this vapor mines over here. That will get us a extra 9% manufacturing, although it will take 6 turns. We also need to take care of our government. We need ministers of exploration, technology, and colonization. And so let us grab some highly skilled individuals to place in those roles. Beetle Gelly has a high enough intelligence score to serve as our Minister of Technology. Vela Ferry is a pretty darn good Minister of Exploration, giving us a whopping 11 range boost to our ships. And Moth Izzo is a former sailor who lost their sense of smell in an industrial accident. Well, he will make a delightful Minister of Colonization, giving us an 8% approval boost across our worlds. Our sensors have detected a large object emitting strange signals from somewhere in our sector. If we upgrade our sensor technology, we may be able to locate the source. Understood. Our objective is to research the subspace scanning technology to locate the source of this signal. Now, I believe as the Navigators, we actually start with those technologies already researched, so I am curious to see what will happen. I'm going to go ahead and set our tax rates to minimum so that we can optimize the amount of production and science that we output at a cost of a very weak gross income. Financial gain just isn't a priority for me right now. Unfortunately, it appears that Naurita, the star over here, had nothing in it, so we're going to go ahead and continue on to the next star. And I do believe different types of stars have different resources around them. I think red stars are likely to have asteroids and Durantium. Yellow and orange stars are likely to have life. I don't know what purple stars or blue stars do, but we will explore them all the same. A new generation has been born on Arnor, the first that are likely to live and die on distant worlds. How should we best prepare them for the future? I believe our brilliant thinkers will lead us forward. And so we will gain a scientist citizen and a progressivism cultural awareness bonus. So whose calling, strides in sensor technology have allowed us to locate the source of the signal, and what we found is shocking. Dun dun dun! The ruins of a massive ring orbit. The ruins of a massive ring orbit a nearby planet. Our scientists have found evidence to suggest that this ring was once inhabited. These people have been dubbed Ringworlders. Splendid! Further analysis reveals that the Ringworlders vanished in some ancient calamity. In their absence, the Ringworld has decayed and hollowed, leaving behind only the impression of something great. Despite the lack of usable materials, our scientists believe that a proper investigation of the anomalies in the surrounding sector might shed some light on the process by which Ringworlders made their home. So now we have a mission to survey some anomalies near this ruined Ringworld. We also just managed to unlock asteroid mining. And Gigamass theory is why we're here. We want to build all these Gigamass things. However, we're going to need a strong economy to even begin doing that. We have this delightful array of asteroids around Arnor, so let me go ahead and build a mining base in this asteroid cluster, which should bring a gargantuan amount of production into the planet. You can see here that the mined asteroids are bringing in 8 total base production to this planet, which is a ridiculous amount of production. That is partially thanks to the asteroid exploitation policy that I passed, owing to the fact that we are archaeologists. Let us colonize Torga 2. This is the first colony in the Navigator Empire, and it is my hope that we will thrive on this new planet. We can study the precursor satellites in orbit of Torga 2. The former precursor inhabitants left a large array of powerful satellites in orbit of Torga 2. We have been able to make use of them to extend both the sensor range of the planet and of the ships that are built there. Our researchers would like to capture one of these satellites for study and have assured us that it will not have any damaging effects on the array. A group of Navigator scientists have also shown an interest in investigating the satellites. What are your orders? So we can get sensor power to all of our ships, we can get a free constructor, or we can research the satellites. I'm going to go with the researching the satellites. This feels very appropriate. We completed our very first anomaly survey. Amazing. Your flagship detects an unusual energy signature coming from a nearby asteroid. Upon investigation, the crew finds a stable and potent energy source that can be harnessed to enhance the manufacturing of our planets. Oh my goodness, plus 5 manufacturing to all worlds for 5 months? That is insane. That is crazy good. I love it. We have completed the construction of the central borehole, which is giving us a 9% boost to our manufacturing. And it has also created 3 secondary borehole improvements that add +2 manufacturing base to the planet. Now, the way that production works in this game is it happens in multiple steps. The first thing that happens is that your planet has a mineral input number. There are a variety of different things that can provide mineral inputs, but the most important thing is that this sets your base manufacturing. Then your mineral input gets a bunch of modifiers applied to it. So for example, you can see here our 18.85 mineral input is then getting a +5 boost from the mysterious energy source. We're getting a 25% boost from the pacing of the game because I'm playing on a faster game speed. The boreholes are providing +6. My governor is giving me 26. My citizens are providing a small amount. You take all of these numbers, you add them up, multiplying them, doing all that shenanigans, and then you get here to the approval number, and you multiply the final manufacturing number by the approval number to get your actual production ability. And we already have a fantastic production ability. I can see over here we have an impact crater, which would be a fantastic location for us to build the Translite hub, since that gains a 3% research boost for every level that it achieves. So that's going to be a 6% research boost on top of giving any ships built in this shipyard plus 3 movement. Our mission is to survey 2 more anomalies, and I don't think it actually matters for them to be close to the ruined ring world, so I'm going to prioritize scanning artifacts. We've completed xeno-industrialization. Let us grab space elevators so that we can continue to maximize our production. Now, when it comes to picking governors for our new planets, and indeed we do have 2 planets that are viable to assign governors to, I like to prioritize governors with high loyalty and then high stats. So for example, Eridanus Frenzy has relatively low stats but very high loyalty, which means I would prioritize them over, for example, Pavo Odo, who might have better stats in certain areas that I would like, but that loyalty number is, well, it's scary, because if you actually put a governor in charge of a planet, they get annoyed with you because they have to do things, they have to manage things, they can't just be living off the fat of the government. So this is our ruined ring world. Sorry, Torga 2 is not our ruined ring world. It is our core world. It's kind of interesting. Can I not choose which planet you sponsor? No, I do not. I do not think I do. I think you just send it to the closest planet. Oh well. So this is Torga 2. This is the one with the precursor satellites. It's got a huge amount of sensor power on top of the fact that it's also got a sensor array here. So the sensor range of this planet is ridiculous. I'm going to build us a little mining base near these 2 Durantium nodes. These are strategic and important resources that we're going to want to get a hold of, and by placing a starbase around them, we can secure them for our empire. We have found Muspelheim 1, which is a precursor world built from crystallized promethium. Well, let us jump in here and get ourselves a colony ship to go settle some of the navigators upon that planet. It appears that we have discovered some precursor sentinels, the machines that have been left behind by those who came before to guard the galaxy. Let's give them a wide berth and try to avoid any interactions with them. We have our first set of culture points to spend. So I'm going to take Eureka, which will give us an approval boost every time we discover a new technology, meaning our population will become more productive the more technologies we unlock. I'm going to assign a new governor to Muspelheim 1, although I don't like this guy's loyalty being so low. However, Muspelheim is a nice planet in the fact that it has some precursor nanites on it. In fact, I believe this is a precursor world. I'm going to make an attempt to build Razar's Lift, which will be the galaxy's first space elevator. This will have a total manufacturing boost of 35% on this planet, although it is very expensive in Durantium and production. Building wondrous technological marvels like that often is very expensive. So awaiting our ship of the Silent Void is the Spectre's Grasp, an enigmatic artifact radiating with a knowledge imbuing energy. So if we bring the artifact on board, we can gain vast insights to gain a lot of knowledge at once, or get a +1 research bonus on all worlds. I'm going to take the knowledge burst. Ooh, and now this gives us the tech finder scanner. So the research rate of your planet works quite similarly to the manufacturing rate. You have a technology input and then you have a research output. So if I were to come to Arnor here, and you can see this world is making 31 research with a base technology input of 13. If I take this tech finder scanner and plant it on Arnor, now it's making 34.8 research, and I can do that twice because we're archaeologists, meaning we get 2 charges of all of our artifacts. So now we have a base technology input of 17, producing 38.4 research. Now that is beautiful. We have just upgraded the quality of Arnor. Continued investigations into the Ringworlders have borne fruit. While surveying nearby anomalies, we have managed to pick up on a signal leading us to an ancient storage facility locked with a resource that the Ringworlders called Gigamass. The molecular signature of this Gigamass appears to be the match of that material used to construct the Ringworlders' home. The material is unfathomably dense and it can only be worked with ultra-specialized machinery. The implications of this discovery are immense. Amazing. Our scientists believe they can reverse engineer the technology necessary to collect Gigamass. It will require the consumption of several dead planets, but we can sacrifice a few barren worlds in the name of progress, whatever it takes. So now we have a mission to research Gigamass harvesting and harvest dead planets. Oh, this is very exciting. So let's get started with Gigamass theory. We may as well get the baseline theory underway. Let us set up this starbase to collect Illyrium as well as this culture relic. This is our very first Illyrium mine. It is a natural amplifier of high energy systems, and we also want to make a xenoarchaeology lab so that we can benefit from this relic, as these precursor relics are capable of buffing our empire-wide, basically. And I believe the culture relic will give us a 15% influence boost, which effectively decides the shape and size of our borders here. And I could see pirates and space monsters lurking around here down in the galactic, I guess galactic south for lack of a better word. I can only use the word lurking to describe their presence. I'm going to set up a starbase around the edge of this black hole so that we can collect the antimatter that is spewing out of it. And antimatter is extremely useful for advanced weaponry, as well as some power systems that you can make use of. And so we have researched Gigamass theory, so now we can build the Giga Obelisk. Now this has to be built on a volcano, but it gives an absolutely gargantuan boost to your research. However, a similar gargantuan deficit or deboost to your pollution, like making your pollution go crazy. We'll also be able to build Gigamass supplies, which allows us to use 5 Gigamass to get a 100% production boost towards military. We can build Gigamass plating, which can give our ships an armor rating of 20, which is insane. And then a precursor relic lab can be built out of Gigamass that will also allow us to get better effects from our modules and relics, and even faster ascension. We could in theory go for Gigamass harvesting right away, but that's a 16-turn technology, and when I could research like 8 to 16 other technologies in that time, it's hard for me to justify going straight for Gigamass harvesting, so we'll take some time to build up our basic technologies here, especially while the galaxy is still quite young and people are still expanding to capture different pieces of galactic real estate. We're ready to grab ourselves another cultural progression, so we can either go for deep investigation, which gives us 3 research after surveying an anomaly and uncovers many new anomalies near our home world, or we can go for innovation, with citizens with the progressive trait generate +1 raw tech per turn. It also unlocks the innovation complex improvement. I think I'm going to go for innovation here, as I'm interested in the innovation complex. It's a quality unique that gives a 5% bonus per level to your research and gives +5 levels to anything that's adjacent to it. So quite powerful for research. And this is the power of having 12 or indeed just a very large movement speed bonus, because I believe we're going to be able to get to Roosevelt before. No, they're going to get there a turn before us. Oh my god, why was your, like, some of my other ships had like 12 movement. If we had had that extra 3, we would have made it. They're going to get there a single turn ahead of me. Oof. It would have been beautiful to get this class 24 jungle world. All right, brilliant. We had an amazing precursor artifact that will allow us to use distant vision to gain a significant amount of knowledge about the universe, and that is quite useful to be able to know at least what's going on. But unfortunately, they did get here just a turn before us, and so settling inside their borders will not endear us to them. So I'm going to accept that they got there first, and it's also really far away from me to try and take that from them. Let's grab ourselves our very first Prometheon mine. This is going to be an important resource for developing our scientific economy, so I will focus on mining drones, and I will grab myself perimeter scanners here because this starbase is pretty deep into the galaxy and quite far away from our main sort of homeland section. I've decided to initiate a trade deal with the Onyx Hive. Now, they're on the other side of the galaxy, which means I don't necessarily care about what they do militarily right now. Unfortunately, though, they don't seem to have any money. I was hoping to sell them military technology in exchange for some credits so that we can play a little bit fast and loose with our economy here, running massive deficit spending to kickstart our way into the game. I mean, it's only turn 27 and I am at -20 galactic credits per month. I always wondered in these games, like, who is backing the currency, you know? What is the fundamental value, guaranteed value of that, of a galactic credit? You know what I mean? It appears we have managed to successfully build Razar's lift. I'm going to start construction of the Giga Obelisk, which is a galactic wonder. Now, it's going to take us quite a while to build it, 8 turns, but if we can, we would see a massive return in the field of science. Let's go ahead and claim this ascension relic for my civilization, and I guess We will go with a military starbase out here to make it more defensible. No, somebody else built the Giga Obelisk. Oh man, that sucks so much. I was trying to build it. Anyway, we'll build a xenoarchaeology lab here, and this will get us ascension crystals. I need 3 hypersilicates in order to be able to build Khazar's mainframe, which is an incredibly powerful research building. It'll take 7 turns. It is a galactic achievement, so hopefully we can get that one first. Excellent. We have finished building Khazar's mainframe, and our capital is up to 47 research per turn. We've also started actually researching gigamass harvesting, so it's going to take another 13 months before we have that. It is turn 39, and I want to get my research even higher. So I need to start building things like the technological capital, the innovation complex, and other such things. So let's get both of those started now so that we can start to pump the technological capabilities even higher. So I don't know what breakthrough tech cost discount is, so I'm going to go for just whatever this breakthrough thing is. That'll give me 100 science, which is 1 turn of science, but it'll also give me access to the Hyperion Shrinker. Now, the Hyperion Shrinker is a civilizational achievement that will give our ships extra capacity to hold more modules, which is really, really cool. It is quite expensive in Promethean, so we will either need to buy or wait until we have enough. So I won't be able to get it for a little while, but it will make our ships quite good. And I'm in the middle of building a small interceptor fleet here. You can see it's just a bunch of kinetic attack fighters. And in fact, I'm kind of curious to see how they perform in combat. So I'm going to send up a squad of, I think this is 15 fighters up against a bomber, a fighter, and a bomber. So if we watch this battle, and if we, there's a button I can press here that'll show the battle log. So you can see they have already fired their missiles. They're on their way. So there is the round 1 missiles hitting my ship, doing not so much damage thanks to our shields. And now their sniper is firing, but the second that we get into range to fire off our kinetic weapons, we basically overkill them instantly. So 1 more volley or 2 of kinetic weaponry and they'll be dead. So that's what these fighters are designed to do. They're designed to overwhelm the defenses of our enemies. They're relatively vulnerable to enemies that have a significant amount of evasion because they already have a pretty low chance to hit. And they're also quite weak against an equal-sized fleet of higher tech ships. But in the early game, they're really, really good at cost-effectively dealing with some of these pirate fleets that are roaming around the galaxy, causing us issues like this frigate here. Now this one I'll just quick battle. He might get a kill on us, but I expect things to go just fine for us. Unfortunately, our colony ship did not make it to this planet in time. So I'm just going to tap the auto colonize button and let me see if this ship can make it somewhere to get us a extra colony. We finally have it. Gigamass harvesting is ready. So now we can start making harvesters, as well as a whole bunch of other things that I don't fully really understand, but they do require gigamass. So here we have our very first planet harvester. So I'm going to send it over here to this Rotanov 2 world. It has 2 gigamass, and so now it is in the process of harvesting. I don't know how long harvesting takes, but we are going to be scooping out these delicious resources from this planet to fuel our megastructure construction. I'm going to grab myself a couple more planet harvesters so we can start moving throughout the galaxy and eating up all these small little planets that are hanging around. With some key breakthroughs and advances in molecular technology, we can now recycle dead planets and turn them into something entirely more usable. Gigamass. Gigamass will be the fuel that propels us into our next industrial revolution. Let's get it started. It is time for our civilization to ascend. By capturing the power of a star, we can become a Class 2 civilization. We will need a steady supply of energy to fuel our ambitions. A white star is preferred, but any will do. So now we have a mission to research stellar architecture and build a Dyson Sphere. Ooh, now that is really cool. All right, I guess we'll get started on that as soon as we can. I do like that it leaves behind a little asteroid field where the planet used to be. Like, that's a cute idea. Oh, wow. So we can build things like the Gigamass lens that would give us a 25% beam attack upgrade for this entire ship. And there's a missile version as well as a kinetic weapon version. These are basically ways that we can use gigamass to create special, super powerful ships, which is a very interesting idea. I'm going to start encasing my unique research buildings in a layer of research districts to try to push the research in my capital to a higher level. We're at 77.16 research per turn, and I think doing a hefty amount of terraforming and so on and so forth could put us into a good position to generate an insane amount of technology. Perfect. I've been re-rolling technology over here into the special technology candidates. And so now we'll get a 50% research bonus towards stellar architecture, meaning we can do it in only 8 turns. And that will allow us to start building the Dyson Sphere. Oh, I can practically taste the limitless energy. RI1 is actually quite a unique world because we have these glowy, stinky plants on them, and they generate an insane amount of wealth for every level that we can get onto them. +2 base wealth is an insane amount of wealth for every time we level it up. So this could be a fantastic world to develop into a income-based world that will make a ton of money. Now, these are some very interesting things that we can place around this planet. For example, we can give it an artificial moon, which will help terraform 4 tiles. I don't think I'm going to build the artificial moon. I will build the recruiting station because that will allow me to grow this planet significantly faster. But beyond that, I don't know if we're going to go for that. A new cultural progression is available to us, and we can go for risk taking, which will improve, or rather not improve, will give us the Shark Tank improvement as an option to build. So if we take a look at Arnor, the Think Tank / Shark Tank here gives a 10% base technology boost and +1 research per level. So I want to put this adjacent to the innovation complex because that gives +5 research levels. So let's go ahead and cancel this research station. I'm going to plop that little think tank right there, and now we're going to be getting a huge boost to our research. Very excited for that. Oh my god, the gigamass is stacking up. We've got 73 gigamass to spend. Now I don't necessarily know what we can spend it on just yet, but I am excited to find out. Brilliant. Finally, we've got stellar architecture and we can build the Dyson Sphere. So we're going to build a Dyson Sphere around our main star. Now I don't know what it actually does, but I assume that since, well, I don't know, maybe we can still get sunlight when we build the Dyson Sphere? I'm kind of confused about that, but oh, look at that. The beginning. It's under construction. The Dyson Sphere. This beautiful purple star. Now, I don't know how good a purple star is. Looks like it's got 10 energy. I don't know how good 10 energy is. I just know I got a quest to build it. Oh, the Dyson Sphere is coming along beautifully. Oh, the Dyson Sphere is halfway finished now. We're almost able to capture the raw power of a star. We did just get some spores of Yggdrasil, so I can actually convert some of these class 0 Gigamass 2 planets into usable worlds. And you can see here now this is a class 5 planet with actual yield, so this is colonizable for me. Grab myself a colony ship so that we can grab that, and then if I find another low Gigamass planet that might be worth using the spores of Yggdrasil on, we can get another really nice. It's a low quality world, but it will contribute to the quality of another world, and that's important. Oh, the Shark Tank is different. This was the improvement I was looking for earlier. It gives gross income but a huge boost to wealth and research. Very cool. The power of the sun. Its energy will support dozens of our colonies. But this is only the beginning. We need to think bigger. Bigger is better. 10% approval across our entire empire. One small step for the navigators. We have laid the groundwork and can now support our biggest project yet. Our scientists call it a Nexus and claim its abilities will adapt to our needs. Let's see what we can really do. So now we need to research Megastructure Nexi and build a stellar Nexus. Now that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh yes, and we got the technology boosted. Let's go. Huge. That is massive. So this right here is our Dyson Sphere, harnessing the power of a star. That's giving us 10 energy generation that we can spend on all sorts of interesting projects. So some of these civilization achievements require energy. For example, the cordiality enhancers makes our leaders cheaper, gives us influence and approval, but it does cost energy. Torga 2 has the precursor satellites around it, so I need to start thinking about how I want to specialize this planet to actually be useful for my empire. Now, my capital is going to be a technological powerhouse. Torga, on the other hand, if we look at its base capabilities, it's not particularly well equipped to be a food world. It has a baseline manufacturing capability. So I think what I'll do is I'll build it to be a bit of a generalist. It'll do a little bit of everything, but it won't do anything individually amazingly. Now, Muspelheim 1 has our Stellar Forge, which means in theory it could be a really powerful place for us to produce ships. If we were to switch our entire population over to workers, we would go from producing 8 manufacturing to producing 12, which is approximately a 50% increase in the amount of manufacturing that we were making. And since we have so many multipliers, That means a lot more production going through to our supply ships. Amazing. Some of the excess hidden survivors. Some of the excess energy generated by our Dyson Spheres has been funneled into advanced deep space sensors. This extra power has allowed our sensors to pick up and amplify a previously unheard signal. The frequency of this new signal is familiar. It matches that of the Ringworld ruins we discovered before. However, this Ringworld isn't in ruins at all. In fact, the inhabitants seem alive and well. The Ringworlders of this Ringworld have been in isolation, hiding from the rest of the galaxy for eons. Oh damn, okay, so we found the Lacetus Ringworld around this planet. Oh dude, look how sick that is! It's just like Halo! Oh, that is so sick. It's like an actual Ringworld. Oh damn. It's a class 39 planet. That is crazy. I think we can also now start specializing the workers on the capital as scientists. Yes, this is going to hurt our manufacturing capabilities, but the goal of this planet was to produce infinite science. And so I'm okay with doing that. We finished researching Megastructure Nexi, so I need to figure out how to actually build the Megastructure Nexi. I assume I'll need to build an architect, so let's queue up an architect. Okay, so let's build a megastructure around this yellow star. Probably should have used this for a Dyson Sphere, but it doesn't matter. We're going to use this as our Stellar Nexus site. At least that's the hope. The Stellar Nexus will take 50 gigamass and 12 turns to build. Its augments effects are determined by the star's color. Interesting. So it looks like this will provide 10% approval, 10% happiness, 10% research, armor rating, and shield strength. Interesting. Now, RI has actually come along nicely. We're up to 90% approval, which means we're getting all of our manufacturing and approval research and stuff like that in here. I do have everyone trained as workers for now, because the planet is still in the process of being built up. However, we are going to be able to get an absolutely astronomical amount of income in here, thanks to these glowy, stinky plants. So I'm going to start laying down the foundations of that income. And so this is the turn that the Nexus should finish. So one giant leap. Our citizens look upon our work with awe. The night sky has been irreversibly changed by our actions, and a massive monument now stands as a testament to our greatness. So you get a 15% approval boost to all units. Our newfound understanding of gigamass and megastructure technology has granted us greater insight into the Ringworld's history. Ancient text inscribed deep within the molecules of the ruined Ringworld speak of ancient gateways connecting one end of the galaxy to the other. According to the writing of the Ringworlders, the precursors used to travel the cosmos using such devices. Our successes thus far have proven that we can achieve anything the precursors have. This next step will be no different. Let's prove ourselves once more. So our goal will be to build the research advanced Nexus augments and build stellar gateways. Very cool. Now we did just get advanced Nexus augments, and I don't really know what these do or how they work, so I'm kind of curious to see how we deploy them. Oh, okay, so if we go into the manage megastructure screen here, we have the nascent garden, which costs 15 gigamass and uses uses 10 energy, and it would give a food. Oh wow. So it would give 5 food on every planet, I believe, a 50% growth rate boost on every planet, and a 5 population cap increase on every planet. That would be insane. Focus Origin, oh my god, would give us +6 to all of our population stats. That's really flexible and cool. The Stratus Recycler would remove 30% pollution and give 10% approval across our worlds. And the Nimbus Cycler would be even better. The Core Authority would give us control, +5 control a month. Oh my god. These are ridiculously powerful. This is insane. Holy Jesus. 10 control per month and 5 culture points per month. That is insane. These are insane. I'm gonna take the Unified Authority. That amount of control per month is ridiculous, but also the culture points will let me like reach for the stars, for lack of a better word. That is crazy cool. So it'll take 8 turns to install the augment. The Thorium regime have been destroyed, so another player has killed another player. Oh, that's kind of scary, actually. Things are getting spicy out there in the galaxy. Caesar 3 is actually a surprisingly good farming world, so I think I might dedicate it in that kind of a direction. And I'll build a handful of solar farms on this planet as well. Now, they'll take a very, very, very long time to build because they're very expensive, but they will basically eliminate pollution on here. And pollution is a negative multiplier for food, so we want to get rid of that pollution. It does cost gigamass to build those mega solar farms, so it will give us a little bit more energy, which is nice. So we have built the Unified Authority, which is giving us 10 control per month. Ah, I see. So it's technically possible to retrofit the Stellar Nexus. But this eliminates crime, gives us huge amounts of culture, to the point where we'll be able to fill out this incredibly quickly. Like, if we take Quantum Leap right now, that should allow us to finish the Ringworld megastructure research. So there's habitable rings. We got it instantly because of the 1,000 science injection. And I'm trying to remember, what was the thing that we needed to get? Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure what the next step is. I mean, we have all the control in the world. I'm not really sure how I get more gigamass. Like, I can invite leaders all day and then recruit them to command my fleets. You just slap these leaders in here, and now we should have a whole host of flagships available to us. We can put those guys on auto survey, so they'll move throughout the galaxy, picking up anomalies for us. Okay, let's use our Stellar Architect to construct a stellar gateway around a black hole. Oh, damn it, I don't have enough gigamass. How do I get more gigamass now? Listen, I'm here to show this off. This is a preview, baby. Let's get that cheat console going. We get ourselves a little bit of gigamass here. Did I do it wrong? There we go. Now we've got 1,000 gigamass to play around with. Let's build that stellar gateway. I want to try that out. Ooh, it'd be cool if I could put another stellar gateway over there. Hang on. Let's get ourselves some more architects. Oh man, this is so sick. We just got the chimeric biomass, which gives +2 usable tiles and +1 farming to a planet. So if I pop that onto our capital, it's now a class 41 world. I don't even know where the maximum that can be, but it's got to be something truly outrageous that we're able to keep just stacking usable tiles in here. Okay, so we've got a purple star here, and if we build a Dyson Sphere around it, it says here that Dyson Spheres have maximal output around white stars. Purple stars are economic and diplomatic when it comes to nexuses, and Ringworlds purple stars are wealth. I'm kind of tempted to build a Ringworld here. Do I want another stellar nexus or do I want a Ringworld? I kind of want to build a Ringworld. So we can now grab Singularity, which will give us the technological singularity technology and also +1 intelligence to all of our citizens. So if I go to my tech screen, I believe it is. Yeah, so technological singularity gives us a compounding increase to our research every month on our capital. So if we spend 25 turns researching this, we will have infinite technology. Well, I'll finish Nexus Mastery first, and then we'll think about it. I don't really understand why the approval maximum is 96. I've never actually been able to get it higher than that. That's something that's just like, the game just is like, yeah, it's 96, it can't go higher. No matter what I've ever done in this game, it doesn't go higher than that. The crowning jewel, nothing is beyond our reach. Our fleets can be halfway across the galaxy in an instant. With travel solved, the only limit to our growth is living space. Our people know it is possible. They've seen it. So +1 moves to all of our ships. Our people long for the artificial paradise once enjoyed by the Ringworlders. We will give it to them. So we got to build ourselves a Ringworld next for our quest. We managed to build a navigator's gateway, which is very cool. So if we go in there, we pop out over here. Now that is cool. So effectively, we folded space to make these two tiles adjacent to each other. That is so cool. So sick. We've built a stellar gateway. So I want to get to work on that Ringworld next. I have one Ringworld being built over here. I wanted to make another one at Caesar, but I got blown up by some pirates. The ship that does the construction. So here is Nexus Mastery. We should be able to upgrade our Nexus to tier 3. Now the question is, where did I build it? I don't remember. Oh right, it was over here. Yes, now we can research the technological singularity with a 50% research bonus, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, another one of our architects was killed, so I'm just gonna cheat it in, because I don't know where the hell this pirate base is that's spawning these units. I don't know where they're coming from. So here is the Eri Ringworld. I will say, I don't know if land should be this close to a star, but I think this is a colonizable planet, although it actually is quite good as a support colony. But let's pop in here. We'll grab ourselves a little colony ship that we can settle on this bad boy. Oh, whoops. I forgot to spawn in myself more energy. Unfettered progress is a dangerous thing. Our powerful megaspectures are now spending more energy than we can produce. This overconsumption is affecting our citizens' lives by causing rolling blackouts across our civilization. We need to solve this problem before things get dire. So we have assigned a governor to the Eri Ringworld, and oh my god. We've got a manufacturing district over here on the left. We've got a research district over here on the right. +3 to population, which is clearly where the capital should go, which will get us a 15% gross income boost and +3 population on this planet. That's crazy. +2 to all. This is insane. This planet is ridiculously good. The crazy thing about this planet is that it has base 10 in all stats. So it could literally do whatever you want it to. These ring worlds are insane. Now I believe this is a ring world around a blue planet, which means it should have a strong research capability, which is what I think this sector over here is. So there is technological singularity, which is going to give us 10% research every single turn in our capital, making 600 science per turn. Now question, I actually think focus origin could be omega overpowered here, getting +6 to all stats in all my population. Like, that seems crazy. Like, imagine a scientist, right, who's currently making 2 science per turn, okay, with 6 more intelligence. That's insane. The recursive amounts of science that we'll be able to produce as a result of this be crazy. What happens if I build an artificial moon around a ring world? Oh my god, it gets more tiles. That's insane. That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. That's ridiculous. So I believe the stellar nexus is only affecting things nearby. And in order for it to affect the entire empire, we'll need a lot more energy. It's kind of interesting that you can build a ring world and then build the solar harvesters on the ring world that is required to power the things. It's kind of like a lot of really interesting stuff going on. But I want to take this baby all the way to the limit. I want to take it to the +15 stats on every single citizen in my empire. Now that is going to be crazy. So on top of the Dyson Sphere, we're also going to have genetic architecture, which is +3 to all stats, except for resilience, but +3 to all the useful, like, create material stats. We could unlock more progressivism ideologies, but let's maybe look into another one. If I remember correctly, Hive Mind is insane because at the end you get post-sentience, which becomes ridiculous. Honestly, I think any of them would be overpowered at this point because we've just become so overwhelmingly powerful. So we are 1 turn away from creating the ultimate focus generator stellar nexus. And I really want to just highlight that we're making about 953 science per turn, 580 of which is coming from our capital city. When I tap this like end turn button, I really want you to like predict. I want you to predict what's going to happen to this number, 581. Like, what does that become? Because let me tell you, let's round it off to 600. Let's say 600 is the amount of science that we're making in our capital this turn. Whatever the number is you think it will be, I guarantee you it was wrong, because the capital is now making 1,100 science per turn after we finish the focus nexus. As the intelligence of my species is now 29, each individual population is making 7.3 research per turn, which is then getting multiplied by God knows how many percentage modifiers. Oh, Megastructures is just insane. Now you just wait until I get all those pops onto this ring world. I mean, look at these workers. They're making 1.5 manufacturing each. Look at the workers on Muspelheim. They're making 5.3 manufacturing per turn. Oh, that is just ridiculous. We had 250 manufacturing per turn. I think like even the most expensive ships, I can 1 turn any possible ship that I wanted to build. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Anyway, I think that basically covers the preview for the Megastructures DLC for Galactic Civilizations 4. Remember, this is only a preview. There will be a proper full playthrough coming in the near future. I want to thank Stardock once again for sponsoring this video. It's been a huge pleasure to play around with these new systems, and I'm really excited to to play the game on launch. Remember, you can click the link in the description of the video if you want to check out this DLC coming on the 10th of December. Personally, I recommend it. I think it's really, really good, mostly because I think Galactic Civilizations 4 is a really good game, and I wouldn't accept a sponsorship for it if I didn't think it was awesome. I highly recommend checking it out and at least giving it consideration on whether or not you want to buy it and play it. And if you do buy it and play it, please do give feedback to the developers. They're constantly working on the game and they're constantly improving it. But aside from that, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!